Welcome back to Dorm Room Rebuilds. Today we're working on a 1990s GT ZASKAR. Now this isn't anything special. This ZASKAR is probably late 90s, early 2000s model, aluminum frame. It's nice, it's got some really good stuff on it. It's got LX components, it's got a RockShox jet fork, which is pretty decent. It's got like 60 mils of travel or something like that. And today we're just going to be rebuilding it. We're going to build this into more of a commuter bike, just because as much as these were mountain bikes nowadays, they need a little bit more. So I'm just going to be turning this into a more commuter bike. And we're going to break it all the way down, do a repaint on the frame, get some new decals on there, re-grease everything, basically make it a brand new bike. So let's get into it. I'm not going to talk anymore, just get into the disassembly. Alright, so I got this frame completely stripped down. This crank really didn't want to come off, so I just left it. The bottom bracket's in good shape, so it doesn't really need to come off, but would have been easier for painting. I got those decals stripped off, and I have the whole frame sanded, so I'm going to go put a layer of primer on here, and we can sand that down and just keep going. Get this thing painted. I'm doing this outside in a well-ventilated area, and this is the paint I'm using. Self-etching primer. Stuff's really good. We're just gonna do a light base coat first, get the whole thing covered in primer, and then we'll sand that down and do another layer. And I'm gonna do 3 total coats of primer, 2 coats of color, and 2 coats of clear on this by the time it's all done. Here's the frame after primer is done. We're gonna let this cure for about a day before we do the next coats. But you can see it laid down super evenly. Looks really good. All right, now it's time for the color coat on this thing. I got, if you haven't heard about this, this is spray.bike. They're a company that specializes in bike spray paint. This is the like slate blue color. I think they call it Milan blue. This stuff pretty much the best option you can get for spray painting your frame. So it's awesome. It's acrylic based, goes on super smooth. You spray it from 2 to 4 inches, and you want to make sure you shake it for a full 3 minutes. But we're gonna put a color on there, and we'll let you know when it's done. Boom, color laid. Look at that. Now my final step is going to be this Max 2K Satin Clear. This is like quite possibly the best spray paint clear coat you can get. I've used their heavy gloss and their matte finish, so I wanted to try out the satin one, and it's a 2-component clear. You pop this bottom tab and shake it for like 5 minutes. It lays on so well. It's like close to professional grade. I'll show you guys the results when it's all done. Got the bike in from clear coat. As you can see, it's a nice satin finish. The clear coat went on really well, and over the next like 24 hours-ish, it'll harden into like an enamel. It's already pretty cured. You can feel it. It's like a nice, like thick, real coat of paint. But it really comes into its own in like 24 hours, and yeah, it's really nice. It's gonna be awesome. The graphics get here in a couple days and we'll put those on, but for now we're gonna build up the rest of the bike. I already went ahead and threw the fork on, but yeah, let's get to building. Bowen's gonna find this YouTube video and now come after me.
That whistleblower is good. You got holy shit now popping off?
No. I don't know.
How many people die from plane? It must be like private planes.
I was gonna say, that's more than I would expect.
There's no other commercial planes. There was like a dinky plane that was just flying on their own. I'm talking about what the normal average person is skydive. What is that? I heard of a single plane going down. I'm like, yeah, shoot. I was dying in a plane crash. I think that was better than 1 in 500,000. That's like 22 times more likely to die than skydiving.
Bruh.
There ain't one that protects you. Well, I'm pretty sure there's still people still die more. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying that I agree with you with that part. If the engine just dies on you, probably aren't gonna die. Probably.
Well, you might die still, but you won't like just fall.
Yeah.
It's gonna help you survive a crash any better.
Be more comfortable before I die.
And then you have to go through. I'm not saying a private jet.
It's expensive.
And if you're putting a fusion reactor in
Obviously, that's in the future. You know, when fusion reactors are like the norm, like 80 years.
The norm?
and it won't do it if there's just with.
Which is why we did it.
Yeah, you guys did it. Yeah. I agree with that. You wouldn't think it would make it better. But really what it made me feel like was
Sadness?
everything is fake and no one's a good actor. There it is. There it is. Skills.
Oh no. Dr. Dre is the name. Ouchie.
Sort of thing always got out.
Came to be. Very just like entertaining movie. And
Are there movies in it?
yeah, there are.
Yeah.
The opening, that's like common knowledge, I think.
Like the rapper comment?
Yes. Well, dark brown. Light. It's the same color as the wheels.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna do that.
Robert can help you.
Okay, now one final touch I'm going to do on this bike before I get the decals on. I'm going to do a chainstay protector. I'm going to do it with a handle wrap with this cord, which matches the tires pretty well, actually. So I'm going to be wrapping it kind of like a sword handle, or like I'll show you when it's done, but it looks really cool. Boom. And now for the final step, decals. Got ZASKAR for the top tube, GT, GT. Let's put them on. Oh.
Hey Lisa, would you want to go to Scotland? Okay, never mind. We could go there in the spring.
We're not going to Scotland in the spring.
Why not?
I am not spending that much money.
Alright, and that's a wrap on the build. And I actually built this bike to give to my girlfriend as a Christmas present. You can see this is her. She's riding the bike, she liked it. It was perfect fit. And she actually requested the color, so that's why I painted the bike that color, and replacing some parts. So I replaced the tires, the seat, and cables and housing. So overall I didn't replace that much. It was a great bike to start out with. So I bought the bike for 150 bucks. The tires were the most expensive part. Those were like 45 bucks, I think, per tire. The seat was like $20 or something like that. And then the cable and housing was another like $20. And then the cost of the paint, the base coat was $10. The color coat was $20 from spray.bike. And then the clear coat was $25. So all totaled up, here it is. This is the grand total. It's not too bad for building a bike like this. It's really high level components from especially back in the day, and fit my girlfriend perfectly, and now she wants a bike with me more. So win-win. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.